Hi, good morning. Welcome to IR Insight Live. We're powered by Nasdaq Corporate Solutions. Joining me today is Seth Rosenwasser. He's an analyst in Nasdaq's San Francisco office, and he's part of the technology, media, and telecom team. Seth, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Will. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, it's good to see you back. Last time we spoke, you were in Sydney, so you're
That's
back
right.
home in San Francisco, and we're going to talk
Home
about a
base.
couple of topics. We're going to talk about 13Fs, we're going to talk about cash flow, we're going to talk about the earnings season for TMT. Let's kick off with 13Fs. Any kind of key takeaways that you and the team are seeing in terms of the TMT names that have reported?
Yes, actually. So, what's interesting here is that the 13Fs are showing institutional activity since the beginning of the year, so basically from December to March 31st. And what we're really seeing is that volatility and uncertainty have really sidelined a vast majority of the institutional capital that we follow. There are some certain company-specific themes that are shining through, but by and large, most firms are sitting still and really just remaining in that wait-and-see sideline type mode.
Okay. Any interesting inflow or outflow trends that you and the team saw as it relates to the 13Fs?
You know, I will throw out a name on there because it is extremely prolific in the technology realm. I will say that T. Rowe Price has really made some incredible investments across many of the major semiconductor firms that I follow, and even so far as to go into software as a service and industrial semiconductors. I haven't really seen any other firm make such incredible strides and incredible amounts of capital investment, while everyone else is really remaining very, very low key.
Oh, that's definitely an interesting finding. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about free cash
Sure.
flow. You mentioned
hmm
in your notes that you saw some interesting highlights there. What were those?
Yeah, so last time we spoke, Will, I was basically saying that, tax policy and a lot of other factors, great corporate earnings, were really going to put a lot of cash on the balance sheet. And so now we're really starting to see what companies are doing with the money. It pretty much seems that every day in the news we're seeing companies either increase their share repurchase programs, we're seeing them increase their dividends. This is a clear indication that companies are putting their cash flow to use to buy back shares and return cash to shareholders. Now, we're going to see in the near future if this strategy changes a little bit. I'm hoping that companies will be a little bit more ambitious, maybe ramp up the M&A, or perhaps spend their capital through R&D, or maybe throw a wild card in there and do something a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, my final question for you, Seth, today is about the
Sure.
earnings season. So, what did that look like, and what were some of the reactions from investors for TMT?
Well, within the tech space, earnings were really good. Investors were very quiet. There were a lot of factors, as I was saying earlier, that kind of kept them sidelined, and this includes, tariffs and possible trade wars. And within tech specifically, China has been in the headlines, and the administration in the White House has been a little skeptical about allowing China to so easily acquire intellectual property through M&A. So there's increased scrutiny between, politically, that's making its way into the investment world in technology. But overall, earnings were still incredibly strong. One of the things that really stood out to me was that Apple really, once again, just allayed the fears of the street. Pretty much, set aside the fears of the iPhone cycle, and although it's not as strong as it was in past quarters, they blew it out again, and the remainder of the tech space pretty much followed suit.
Right, of course. Right. Well, Seth, thank you so much for that excellent insight into the technology, media, and telecom sector. We appreciate your input today, and thank you for joining us live from our San Francisco office this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. We'll take care.
All right, take care, Seth. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Seth Rosenwasser. He's an analyst with our technology, media, and telecom team at Nasdaq IR Solutions, and he's based in San Francisco. He was joining me live today from our office there. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of IR Insight Live. We'll be back to you on Thursday.